Hey guys, it's Catherine here, and today my purpose is to show you how to play a simple piano song. Have you ever wished that you could play an instrument? Maybe you've just never had the time? Well, you're in luck today because it's going to be your first piano lesson from me. I've been playing the piano for a really long time and I hope to teach people someday, so I'm really glad that you guys are going to be my first students. If you have doubts, don't worry, you probably already know how the song goes, and it's pretty simple, you might even know how to play it already. So today I'll teach you how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star through teaching you how to read the music and showing you the different steps with your right hand and left hand. First, I'll show you how to read the music and then I'll get into what each hand will be doing. Now, let's get into some music. The first step is reading the music and understanding the notes in the song. First, it's always important to know the notes and the time signature. The time signature is shown over here, and in this case, it's in a 4/4. A 4/4 means that there are 4 beats in each measure. And this is a measure, and this is a measure, and this is a measure, and so on. You can see from the blue lines. So that means that all the notes will compile up into 4 beats. When reading sheet music, there are line notes and space notes. When I was first learning, my teacher gave me acronyms to remember the letters corresponding to the notes. For the line notes, it's every good boy does fine. E, G, B, D, and F. And for space notes, it spells out the word face. F, A, C, and E, which is pretty easy to remember. For Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you're going to want to add one more line note and one more space note into your vocabulary. For the line notes, it's going to be a C, and for the space notes, it's going to be a D. And as you can see, these notes show up underneath the measure line. So now let's read the notes and play the corresponding letters on the keys. The second step is the right hand notes in the finger pattern. When playing a simple song like this, it's easy to just use your pointer finger for the whole song, but if you want to look like a pro, I'll show you the finger pattern that I would use. And for the right hand, you'll be using the notes C, G, A, F, and D. And most of these notes you'll play twice because they're one beat, but as you can see in the sheet music, some measures only have 3 notes. However, that's still 4 beats. That's because the open notes, which are not filled in, indicates that the note has 2 counts. To put it into easier terms, you just hold it for a second. Now let's play through the right hand. So the finger pattern for the right hand is pretty simple. I start out with my thumb on the C, and then I move to the G with my 4th finger, and then the pinky finger goes to the A, and then back to the G, and then I move down to the F with the 4th finger, and then 3rd finger on the E, pointer finger on the D, and then thumb back on the C. So you can see here you want to switch to the F with your 4th finger so you have enough fingers to play down. Now that we have the first line of the music, let's move to the second. So we want to go back to the G with your 4th finger, and then move down just like you did with the first line. And then basically the same thing again. And then after the second line, you're going to want to repeat. You see the line with the 2 dots next to it? That means to repeat. So the first line goes like this, and it's also the 3rd line of the song. So now that we have all 3 lines of music, let's put it all together. The final step is adding the left hand and putting it all together. Adding the left hand can sometimes be tricky, but it's always going to make your song sound a lot better. The left hand usually plays chords like this, or it can play different runs like this. And sometimes the left hand can even cross over the right and play all the way up the piano, but we won't get into that because that can become a mess and it's really not fun. So for the left hand, look at the sheet music, and the notes that are in orange are what you'll be playing. You'll be playing C, F, and G. And the finger pattern is also pretty simple. You're going to just go between your pinky finger, your pointer finger, and your thumb. And here is what the left hand should sound like. So now let's put it all together. No need to worry if you don't get it down right away. Piano takes a lot of time and practice and a lot of patience. And through the steps of reading the music, working on the left hand and the right hand, and then putting them all together, I taught you how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Congrats! You can now say that you know how to play an instrument and you can go show all your friends and impress them. I hope that this lesson was informative and even sparked some interest into playing piano some more. If you decide to play more someday, just know it's totally worth it. I love it so much, and I'm really glad that I got to share it with you today. Thank you for being great students.